everyone, and welcome back. And I'm going to be doing a Saturday reads this week because I had family in town, and they left this morning, so didn't want to film a video yesterday while we had a guest. And it was not a great reading week. I'm finding the closer we're coming to kind of moving out of our current place and all of that, like the big changes, I just want really easy to digest kind of things that pull me in. And I am, a host of a Victorian book club, and I tried reading Pudd'nhead Wilson by Mark Twain, and I could just tell kind of as soon as I started, it is not the right time for that. So I hate to be a bad book club host, and we know how I've struggled with Louisa May 2020. So that's kind of bad for reading morale, those two things. But it is what it is. This is my year, and rather than just being upset about the reading that I'm not doing, I would rather be picking books or TV or podcasts, that bring me joy and make the time more fun. Instead of I would hate to look back and be like, I just kind of punished myself during that time and didn't read anything. So I did go grocery shopping today. Saturday's my grocery shopping day. And I took Peter with me this time, and we did finish, where is it? So I can hold it up so I won't have to insert a picture later. We did finish Anne of Green Gables. I got all choked up in the last chapters. I loved reading this so much. And I think this series has just come at the most perfect time because I told Peter, I usually don't take him with me. I give myself some alone time, but I felt like I would kind of treat my husband to just having one boy at home on a Saturday morning while I did grocery shopping. And I said, you can come with me as long as we can listen to an audiobook in the car. And so we listened to Anne of Avonlea. And I had tried these audiobooks before, but the narrator to me is very monotone. When she's doing voices to very interesting characters, kind of the caricatured characters in the Anne books, she does more interesting voices. But when she's narrating Anne's voice and just reading the regular narration, she's very monotone. But it's just the right time for it because I started Anne of Avonlea and I'm like, this is just what I need. It's just like balm for my brain right now when I'm having trouble focusing on a lot of reads. I'm just feeling like it's the perfect thing. But I'm all divided because I still haven't worked up the courage to finish the 6th Harry Potter book because I know what the 7th book is going to be like. And the first ones are just so much fun. And things get real serious as the books go on and on. So I've just avoided the last 100 pages or so still. And I only have 2 days left with that audiobook. So I need to get on that. But I did start then avoiding Harry Potter. I did start The Yellow House, like I said I was going to. I'm about, I think maybe 30% of the way through, and it is such a fascinating memoir. It's so well written and engaging, and just letting you follow along with this family and kind of the remarkable things that happen to them. And it's really fascinating to get a history of the city of New Orleans while you're also getting this family memoir. That's the kind of history nonfiction that I love. It's tying it into real people and these characters, since you're reading a book, these characters that you can follow, but also getting lots of really just rich nuggets of information about the city, and also kind of finding out many about half a century before Hurricane Katrina was Hurricane Betsy, and the destruction that happened there, and also the reason why all of a sudden this city below sea level that hadn't flooded like that before was flooding, and different things that happened, like canals that were built. So it's fascinating to learn all that, and just to learn about kind of the politics of the area, and I'm really enjoying that. So I definitely want to continue with that, and but also do Anne of Avonlea. I don't know if Peter and I will successfully be able to listen to it together, because when we're home, Arthur, who's 2.5, is really noisy. And so I can't always feel like I can listen to audiobooks when he's around. So we might try, or I might just listen to it on my own and then let Peter listen to it on his own. Like when he's playing with Legos or something, he could have it up there on his own and listen to it. Yeah, I think either way, I will be listening to the rest of it. And I did start another book though, because yeah, just something about the way my brain is mush right now. I loved Waterfalls of Stars. I finally started it. I read the first 3 chapters, and this book, the sense of place that is in this book is remarkable. And how Rosanne Alexander, she said it was a very surreal experience to move to this island, Skomer, and feel like you've lived here forever. It's like the sense of going back home. They are so incredibly isolated. This is before the internet, and it's not even very easy to send letters to family, because they were supposed to go, on a certain day, they were going to move to the island, but it was too stormy for them to get there. And then they had to wait 2 weeks until they could actually get there. So it's just incredibly isolated, but she feels so at home on the island that it's a lot less daunting to be that alone. She's there with her husband, but to not see another single soul. And I don't know if they're going to have visits from anyone. Like, I don't know if that's feasible, but it's exactly what I was hoping it would be. There's these lyrical passages describing the place, and it's just like I said, the sense of place in this is amazing. So I kind of think that reading this, a good companion to this, I love how Olive from A Book Olive does fiction and nonfiction companions, would be Grania by Emily Lawless, a Victorian novel that I fell in love with over the course of this last Victober. That is an Irish island, and this is off the coast of Wales, but this very isolated island. And I think Grania, that island there, it seems like there's less vegetation on there, but there's not that much plant life here. There is some, but it's not like you can have this, or no, I think they are planting a garden. So I'll be curious as I go in kind of how similar the landscape of this island seems to the one in Grania, which I think is Inishmore, is the name of that one. But I'm just so excited and pleased because this was exactly what I was hoping it would be. Yes. So one of the reasons also why my reading this last week was just so lousy is that I was so focused on this family member visiting and kind of making sure we had everything we needed and making some special meals, making sure we had all the ingredients. And I was just so focused on that I really had trouble focusing on anything else. So I am really excited. Hopefully the books that I'm reading, actually, I'm really enjoying. And the next book in my TBR stack, and I have it downloaded on my phone, is Lucia in London and Mapp and Lucia by E.F. Benson. So I'm hoping that's my kind of, I have, instead of turning on social media, that I would pick this up and read it. And it's very lighthearted reading, so I think it's good timing for this one. I'm actually on a social media hiatus. I just found I needed a break. And I don't know about you, but I never get on social media when I'm feeling happy. I go when I'm bored or I'm unhappy and I want a distraction, and it never does anything. Lately, I don't feel enriched by it. I just feel drained and weighed down and kind of like I'm being shouted at a lot. That's the thing about social media, is it can feel very shouty, and it's like someone's just shouting at you and you can't have a conversation back. So I have been surprised at how easy it's been to not get on. Like, I've gone on Instagram to send messages, and that's it. And it has been really lovely. So it's just been very refreshing for me, obviously. I know plenty of people get good out of social media, and I'm not saying I'm off forever. I am just on a hiatus, and I think it was really the right decision because it's just not been hard at all. Like, I really thought it was going to be a lot harder. Yeah, it's just only been easy. And then I have really failed in my buddy read of This Rough Magic with Sarah from Hardcover Hearts. We were supposed to be finished by now. And Sarah, I need to message you if you're watching this. I'm sorry if I haven't still messaged you. I am enjoying it when I pick it up, but like I said, my reading focus this week was off. So I'm hoping, I'm halfway through. I'm hoping that I can just kind of really make some headway in this, because it is a wonderful story and it's wonderful to read in the summertime. It's set on Corfu, and I did in fact watch the Royal Shakespeare Company version of The Tempest, which last week I said is referenced in this, and Sarah suggested we watch it, and I'm so glad that I did. It was such an atmospheric play with magic and sort of dark atmosphere to it, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I forget that there are magic in Shakespeare plays. I haven't read A Midsummer Night's Dream, but I have a little bit kind of an idea of what's in it, and it just reminds me that Shakespeare is something I need to make more time for. And how long does it take to watch all of his plays? Like, we have access to so much, and so I think the next one I would like to do would be maybe King Lear, because there's that new Amazon Prime movie with Anthony Hopkins and Emma Thompson. And after, reading the play, watching that. But I've also heard there's a very good film version of The Tempest that has Helen Mirren as Prospero, which sounds very interesting. So yeah, there's definitely going to be more Shakespeare play reading, listening, watching in my future. And yeah, definitely want to do that. And then I am continuing to make my way through Playing for the Ashes, and I am just soaking up every one of these pages, absolutely loving it. And I am not much further than last week, though. I think, 200 pages. So definitely want to make some headway in this, and I'm very excited about it. And I am also going to be doing a buddy read of The House of Mirth by Edith Wharton. It has been 100 years since Edith Wharton was the first woman to win the Pulitzer Prize for The House of Mirth. And I was already planning on reading an Edith Wharton with Kate from the novel Nomad and Adam from Memento Mori. And then I saw that she had won the Pulitzer Prize for this 100 years ago. So I love that, the timing of that. And I hope, though, I'm in the right headspace to read Edith Wharton, because she's always been on my intimidating list of authors. But hopefully, I've had good luck reading with Kate and Adam. I did tap out, though, of the last Hardy buddy read, which was The Hand of Ethelberta. So hopefully that was just, a weird Hardy to read, and I can kind of move on and be excited. Then I did start with Peter Gone Away Lake. I read the first chapter. He's really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. It's lovely to revisit these. These were ones that I was read as a child, and they were published 1957. So I love, my dad read them when he was a kid, and then read them to me when I was a kid, and now I'm reading them to my kid. So definitely a story that's loved by my family, and really looking forward to continuing on with this. It has some nice little illustrations. Yes, so just hoping I can kind of get my ducks in a row and have a great, enriching reading week. I did drive to the library yesterday to pick up a few holds, and it's ironic that it rained the entire way on the way to the library, and then it rained the entire drive home, and I got soaked running to the hold shelf and running back to pick up Water Song by Suzanne Weyn, or Weyn, I think it's Weyn. This is a retelling of The Frog Prince. So I read Before Midnight. I think it's Before Midnight is the name of it, by Cameron Dokie. And there's a whole series of these little short and sweet fairy tale retellings, which I love this length of a fairy tale retelling. And it is 194 pages. So this is something in a day, honestly, if I was on a roll, I could get through. And like I said, it's a whole series. And none of the books except for Before Midnight, which is the Cinderella retelling, are available as ebooks. So I was really happy when the library started doing pickups again. I could start reading through more of the series. And I have gone ahead and picked out several more, because I thought fairy tale retelling seemed like something that maybe I should try to be reading right now, something that would be really compelling. It looks like it's set. It's very interesting. This family moves from their home in Britain to a family estate in Belgium. And then I think it's set during World War II. So I do get a little bit, you know, tired of World War II stories if they don't have a unique angle. So I figure a fairy tale retelling set then could be really interesting. And I had a blast reading, oh shoot, what is it called? A blast reading The Beast Garden by Kate Morton, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling set during World War II. So I like that kind of angle for it. And there's just endless possibilities with fairy tale retellings. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. I also did pick up one last thing at the library, and that is Into the Woods, the DVD of it. Now, I am very hit or miss with musicals. I have my ones that like I love from childhood, and I will always enjoy those ones. But I don't have much of an attention span for musicals other than that. I saw a high school play of this years ago, but I really can't remember much. I remember like the kind of drastic difference between Act 1 and Act 2. But other than that, I don't remember much. But I'm watching this for my Cinderella Chronicles project. I know that Cinderella is only one little storyline from it, but I thought it would be a fun one to include. And after I watch this, I will be filming my next Cinderella Chronicles update video, which I'm very much looking forward to, and can't wait to tell you about the books that I read and what I thought about this and some other movie adaptations of Cinderella. So I think actually as soon as I'm done filming this and editing this, I will be watching this because I'm feeling like just relaxing with a movie this afternoon. But those are the things that I will be reading and watching. And thank you as always for coming back to my channel and supporting it. And I have a couple videos that I'm hoping to have up for you all in the next week or so. Hopefully I will. And I'm really looking forward to sharing them with you. And yes, excited that I can film this Cinderella Chronicles video. And then I have another video that's really fun that I'm hoping to film this week. So I shall leave it at that. And I will be back for another video soon. Bye.